start right here. That's it, because we've got slides for folks. But the purpose of Club Copilot is it's not our technical. Like, we may share some technical pieces, but we're not going to do deep dive technical for any of it. It really is designed for the end user, and that can be anyone from student to CIO. It doesn't matter, the whole spectrum. We don't care. Whoever needs to use Copilot, this is what it's for. This community is education. In the event that we do have any SLG, state and local government customers that have decided to like linger in the background, you're welcome to be here, because we did merge here at Microsoft, but we will keep this focused on EDU. If you were not at the January session, we record it. And so not only can you access our recording, but you can access all of those slides. If you do not have access to the team, that means you are probably not actually in the team, and that maybe somebody gave you the invite. So please go ahead and register so that then you can have access to the team. And again, these are just links that we share out each and every week. But I am going to turn it over, and I don't know, Darren, are you taking over first? Are you doing the what's new stuff?
Yeah, I'm happy to take over first. Yeah.
Go for it. You can take control and do what you need to do.
Let's see. I'm not sure why that went away. Try that again. Should be populating. Hey, everybody. Super excited to share a few updates, and then I'll hand it off to Max and Life to walk through the remaining updates. Primarily, the updates that I'll share is all geared towards Copilot Chat and what you have access to today and what you can access in your environment. There's some new updates. I want to start off with something that I think is incredibly cool. A question that I get all the time is image interpretation based on responses in an agent that you build in Copilot Chat. So this functionality is actively rolling out, so you may start to see this. But basically what this means is if you have a PDF, maybe a PowerPoint or Word document that you're using as a grounding source or a reference in your particular prompts, Copilot will have the ability to reason over images within those said documents. So that's an exciting update that will roll out to all of your Copilot Chat users across the organization. Next one here is what we call, formerly it was called Code Interpreter. So if you built an agent in Copilot Chat recently, I'm sure if you scroll down, you probably have seen this, but just wanted to take a minute to highlight what this does. So you can basically give your agent instructions to build a Word document, build a spreadsheet, build a PowerPoint, and even do some code snippets. So this feature is started to roll out in December, so you should see it in your environment as well. And the thought process here was to have what we call an efficiency boost, which is essentially just helping you get that output that you're looking for quickly. So again, these are two features that are found in the agent builder experience right natively in Copilot Chat. This is something you definitely should have seen, the interface and the navigation capabilities in the Copilot app. So when we say Copilot app, you can access it at office.com, or you can even go to the M365 Copilot app, the desktop client there as well. But the navigation pane is a little different. So you're going to see an expanded view of chat history, the ability to search. And if you have access to notebooks, you'll be able to see those notebooks and expand the list of notebooks. One thing that you may have not noticed or may have not clicked on yet, just may have popped up on you, is the new library experience. So if you ever need to go back, if you say you created something in the create module inside of Copilot, the app, and you're looking for that image, you can actually access that in the new library experience. So there's going to be at the very top here to the left, you'll see a library icon and a button there that you can click on, and you can actually access any previously created content such as images, maybe even pages that you generated from a Copilot response. You'll be able to access that there. The other tab that will also come for those of you who are in the Frontier program. Frontier is another way of saying the early access program that your organization can sign you up for and give you access to some features that are still experimental that you would have early access to. So part of that, there's a Frontier tab added on the left rail of the Copilot app that can be used to access some of those cool features. Hey, Heather.
Yeah. So Darren, because I told you guys that I tend to have to live on the outside of Copilot land, and so excuse my ignorance in asking, but I feel like this is something that may benefit everyone. The library experience. So I cannot tell you how happy that just made me. So just correct me if I'm wrong. Previously, we could not go and very easily find like images that we had created before. Like once it was created, if we hadn't downloaded it, then we didn't have access to it again. Is that correct?
Yeah, you would either have to go back to maybe that original chat, and you would have to go sift through it and go look for it. So yeah, it was definitely not as easy to access, I would say.
So if you are somebody, so when we make these decks, when we make the Copilot decks, anything that's not a traditionally standard Microsoft slide, all the images, the backgrounds that we're using right now, things like that, all the ones that we have for us as a team, those are all done on Create. And one of my biggest complaints was like losing that and not having those. So like the fact that you just showed me that I can pull those back up and I went and found those, amazing. So if you are somebody like me, please, please, please check that out because I could not be happier. Thank you, Darren.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great call out. So please explore that. We encourage you to find those images, and again, even if you create a Copilot page that was generated from a Copilot response that you are sharing, what we call multiplayer experience, when you're sharing a response with somebody else in your organization, we definitely encourage you to click on the library. You'll probably find some images that Dwayne had you create months ago that you probably didn't realize you had. So definitely worth clicking on. Yeah, I saw a comment, and I know Max responded to this around, is this different than agents in Excel and online Word, and online PowerPoint? So what I showed you a few minutes ago is a little bit different. So there's actually a couple things, not to go too far off course here, but there's something called agent mode. Agent mode is actually agents that are first-party agents that are built, maintained, and developed by Microsoft that exists in the natural view of your Word document. On the side panel, you can open up Copilot and click on agent mode and actually, take action within your document, your spreadsheet, PowerPoint, etc. These agents are actually agents that are designed on the left rail here. If you click on Frontier, some of you have access to that. If you click on those agents, they actually will go through I like to call it storyboarding process, but it actually walks you through how you want to create your document, and it kind of gives you some prompts and some follow-up, and kind of gives you a preview of your document as it's being built. So again, I would encourage you to explore those. Another comment that was in the chat, somebody just noticed the teach module, which is great. So our friends Max and Life are here to walk us through that here momentarily. So excited about that. All right, I want to go through a few more things, just real quick, things that you may have not quite noticed in recent weeks. One is a glance card. So this is basically going to give you kind of that hover overview and pop up a first glance at your document. So again, with Copilot for M3 or Copilot chat, you'll be able to see this as well. When you go to search, you'll just be able to hover over those document titles and look at the actual overview and a quick summary of that document. It's really nice. You can also see when it was created or last edited as well. So you're getting that first glance before you actually have to click in the document and open it. It just gives you that first view. So a really nice feature there. The very last feature that I'll show is actually pretty powerful. You can actually now, this is rolling out, so you may not see it, and this is particularly for folks that have the M365 Copilot license. The reason I wanted to bring this up, I know Laren in the chat mentioned earlier that one of the workflows that was done was to take a meeting summary and share it out with students, which is great. Sometimes we want to customize that meeting summary before it's actually, shared out. So the cool thing about this experience here is you can customize your meeting summary. So for those of you who are maybe on a project team and you wanted certain outputs to be a part of your meeting summary outside of the AI generated meeting notes that Copilot gives you, you can actually say, hey, here's a template. I need all my meeting summaries for these type of meetings to have these components. Maybe it's the agenda, the action items, the project updates, status updates, timelines. You can customize that and have a custom AI meeting summary. So wanted to put that on your radar for those folks who have this intelligent recap feature within M365 Copilot. The custom meeting templates are great, and you can save those for reuse. So with that, I will start to hand it over to Max.
Thanks, Darren. You mind
It's
giving
actually me.
Yeah, it's actually you. Go.
Hey, sorry.
That's okay. Awesome. Hey, thanks Darren. In the chat as well, I just shared a couple of new trainings just launched today, I think, right, Max, on the Teach module, talking about kind of end-to-end experience there as well. And then we just had the BET conference in London, maybe 2 weeks ago right now, also with a link to all the decks and trainings we did there as well. So some interesting information for you guys. Anyway, for Teach module, we shipped this in October last year with a set of functionality, and as we go through the year, we'll add more and more content there as well. 4 of the things that we are adding, it's in preview right now and should be hopefully into your tenants by March here, is a set of new features for modifying content. So basically, take your instructions, your lesson plan, or documents, and you can help some modifications on those experiences for place. So there's 4 of these modifications we are going to support. The first thing is align to standard. So this is basically taking your instructions or your content. You pick one of those standards we support, and we'll add more standards as we go along, and then allows you to kind of change or tweak that thing to align to that particular standard. So in this case here, I'm going to teach, I choose align to standards, and I can put in text or updated documents, in this case, all about physics. And in their case, I'm going to add a standard to have aligned it to my motion and stability standard I have. Again, it's about 35 different countries. We add those things as we go along here. And we'll take that information I had, take it, and then see how I can align this to a certain standard. I have basically talking about objectives for it, what's the task for it, and then go from there as well. So it's a quick way to kind of align your ideas specific to the standards you need to meet. The next one talking about modification is what we call differentiate instructions. So this is the ability for you to take any text instruction to have to make it available for your students, of course, in different formats. In this case, we have a instruction about the students doing some investigation. You can choose your format or your grade level to target for. What kind of scaffolding, like step-by-step, or maybe example answers or hints and so forth. The link one do, it will automatically generate for you. In this case, it was step-by-step. So it'll take that information you have and automatically create a step-by-step instruction for you in the system. Or maybe in our case, instead of a step-by-step, you will have maybe a example answer or hints, and that will automatically add those things for you as well. So a quick way to get those things for your students to copy and paste into your instructions. And I believe we'll show the same thing inside Canvas offer as well. The next modification doing is something called modify reading level. That will take all your content documents, scan through it, look at your target level you want to target this reading for. And then we know a lot of people are using kind of key terms from Preserve, right? So maybe science documents you will have and students do it. So now you automatically add the documents for you. We can add a glossary for you directly, and that will come out for you in your assignment as well. So now have a kind of same thing, highlight into the right reading level for the students, and as well as have a quick glossary of people to understand those things as well. So kind of quick way doing those modifications. And then last but not least, this adding supporting examples is all about kind of making the content more understandable for students. So it's automatically just adding 1 to 3 examples. You can have things like scientific or historic or real world examples. We'll make it kind of a quick way for doing this. Take that information you have and then append a set of kind of examples that help explain that content as well. So again, kind of a quick way to get those data out for you directly for you as a teacher. Max, are you doing the next thing with the LMS there, or is that you? That's you?
I was planning to, unless you want to cover it.
Yep, no, go for it.
So, as somebody discovered while Darren was covering the Copilot app, and like we're showing, Teach is right inside the Copilot app. It's easy to get to, office.com, Microsoft365.com, m365.cloud.microsoft, blah, 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 blah. There's 17 URLs. But to make it even more convenient, like a huge principle that Life and I's team, as the education product team has, is we want stuff to be where you are. And as you're seeing on the screen, we are building all this Teach stuff directly into our LTI, so into your learning management system. So coming into Canvas, Moodle, Schoology, Blackboard, Brightspace, you're going to be able to access all those tools that Life just showed. So you'll be able to, depending on the LMS at hand, but we've got Canvas here, in the rich content editor in Canvas, you'll be able to click a Copilot button and use those tools that Life just showed to modify the reading level, to add some assignment instructions or scaffolding, to align your objectives for students to standards right inside of the assignment window. And overall, not even inside the context of an assignment, you'll be able to access the other tools that we have in Teach, like creating a lesson plan or a rubric or things like that. So we are building all of this so you can use it right inside of there, which is really cool and exciting. And that's coming pretty soon. On top of that, you know, the Teach functionality is great. I love it. Life loves it. You all are going to love it. But Copilot has a lot more to offer outside of that. And that's coming inside of the LMS too. So we're going to be embedding the Copilot app itself, well, the chat component of it, I should say, into your learning management system. So if you are dead set on the LMS should have everything inside of it, and I never want my teachers or educators, or I am a teacher or educator, I never want to leave the LMS, okay. Copilot's coming to you right there. So you can engage with Copilot chat, use all the features that Darren just showed. But on top of that, we're going to be introducing the ability to share agents and notebooks inside of assignments. So you can actually tell your students to go use those functionalities. You'll have the Copilot tab inside of all the embedded Office editors, and you'll even be able to create an agent directly while you are inside of your LMS. So speaking of agents, that's where I'm going to come in and show you something cool that's coming out. This one we're bringing into preview very shortly here, and we're really excited to get this in people's hands. And this is targeted at students. So students 13 plus will be able to use our new Study and Learn agent. And the Study and Learn agent it's really built around a huge foundation of learning science, which I know sounds like marketing muckety-muck, but our team actually spent the past year working with learning experts, delving into learning science to figure out how do we put together a AI chat environment that goes against everything that research is saying about AI chat right now, which is it lowers critical thinking, it lowers all of that stuff.
I'm going back to the campus, so
Heather, you're on.
thank you. I have a good one.
Happy traffic.
The Study and Learn agent, what it's designed to do is it's designed to purposefully not give the answers to questions. That's like the simplest way I could explain it. There's so much more to it, but it helps a student with actually learning material. So a student brings their learning materials or a concept that they're looking to learn, and the Study and Learn agent is going to help them with learning and understanding the concept. It's going to help them with preparing study materials so they can master it further. And importantly, it's multimodal, because Students learn in a variety of different ways. Students don't generally learn well with blocks of text. So it's going to create imagery and graphs. It's going to engage the student with flashcards. It's going to engage them with creating a study guide, different things like that. So walking you through this, importantly, the study and learn agent, for every student who has access to Copilot, it's going to be and even educators as well, for every EDU user, it's going to be pre-pinned in that agents list. So those of you who see right now in there, if you've got a paid Copilot license, you'll see researcher and analyst. If you don't, there's different pinned ones. This is going to be pinned for everybody. So you have easy access to it. It's also going to be in the tools menu. So right now, some of you see the tools menu in Copilot chat. Those of you who don't, you'll see it soon. And study and learn is going to be in there as well. So it's really easy to access this as a mode to use Copilot. And then here I can walk you through what it, kind of how it works and what it looks like. So you turn on study and learn mode or enter the agent. Either way, you're going to get the same experience. And then you have the opportunity to ask it to help you understand, practice, or study content. So you'll give it your content or you'll explain different things to it. While you're watching this, just a quick note, this is available for paid and free subscribers for Copilot. So if you've got the paid license, you'll get all the benefits of the enterprise data grounding. So it has access to all the student's information. But if the student doesn't have a paid license, which I know most don't, it's not necessary. All they need to do is just say what they're looking to learn or reference 1 or 2 files. You can see here it engages the student with activities, fill in the blank activities, flashcards, quizzes, different things like that. And it can even create a holistic study guide for the student using Copilot pages and notebooks, all in one place. So that's just a little bit of a quick walkthrough of the understanding component. Here we can see it. You can directly ask to go practice things. So instead of waiting for the understanding piece to help bring up new study materials to you, I actually just was testing this earlier this afternoon. I asked it, hey, can you create flashcards for me on this document I have? And boom, there's some flashcards available to use in Copilot chat. And then the last thing is that direct study concept. So it will help you study things by taking a practice quiz or test or creating a study guide. Looking at the chat, couple different things. The Study and Learn agent will be accessible in the Microsoft Education LTI, right inside of that same interface that I just showed. We'll go back to that here, right inside of this interface. If you're asking, like, will it work with LMS data? We've got some plans around there, nothing concrete that I can just share at this point, but we're working with LMS providers on that specifically. For its scaling into advanced higher ed course content, we have put this agent through the paces, like a ridiculous amount of paces with humans, with students, with automated evaluations, everything you can think of. And that is for content everywhere from higher ed 400 level courses all the way down to middle school level courses. We're not testing it for ages below 13 because it's not going to be available for that. But we have verified and validated through numerous, just hundreds upon hundreds of tests that this does work with extremely advanced, high-level higher education materials down to middle school materials. Hey, Craig, fair thing to bring up in the chat in terms of where the research on pedagogy, teaching, learning, and things like that. We're actually really hoping to have some official research studies conducted, and we're trying to plan those right now on this agent. I can't promise anything yet, but we're trying to get some third-party, non-Microsoft paid researchers to actually go and do some analysis on this. So it's not just us saying, here's what we did to do the things right in terms of critical thinking and pedagogy, but it's been proven by people who are not us. So stay tuned on that. Anyways, the Study and Learn agent is going to be available for everybody to use sometime next quarter, and it's going to be in preview here pretty shortly as well. So we got lots of cool stuff. In the meantime, go ahead, click around that Teach module that you saw when you were looking at the Copilot app while Darren was talking. If not, just go to office.com and you'll see it there. We want to hear how things are working for you. That's what I had.
All right, I'm gonna hope that voice isolation does its job. I was attempting to fix my headphones, and in fact, I think I broke them. Hopefully you don't hear my dog bark. Can anybody hear him?
Nope.
Oh, well, then voice isolation is fantastic because he is beyond annoying right now. Sorry, that was where you ended up, study and learn. Who is taking over this one? Was this one?
I went backwards, so I think you're down to 24 maybe now.
So sorry, my dog, my loud dog. What was that you said, Max?
I think go to 24.
24. Oh, we're already over it. Oh, you did all these. All right.
I think we
Well,
finished.
sorry. Yeah, the multitasking, just in case you want to know, this is what I've since done. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, Heather. You are not going to do that anymore. Oh, that probably should have been sooner. The free Copilot features. I think we had that in the wrong spot, but that's what that was. Kindness Club feature of the month. New free EDU Copilot features. You know, putting that out of order, honestly, really speaks to the kickoff of Heather's 2026. So I think it's only par for the course. We do have some questions. So let's start with Marge, because Marge has handed it up. Feel free, y'all are welcome to turn your cameras on if you'd like to.
Hi, I put them in the chat, but I don't think I saw an answer. Two things. One is one of the slides. I think Darren, it was on one of Darren's slides. It mentioned an agent called Opal, and I don't know what an Opal is. I just did a quick lookup, so I don't know if you guys are prepared to talk about it. And the second thing was when the Frontier overview showed up in my notebooks, my ability to do an audio overview seems to have gone missing.
And are you saying in the context of the notebook audio overview or
Yes.
audio overviews in general?
Just well, I haven't checked the one over OneDrive, but in the notebook one, I can no longer see it.
Marge, was that this week or late last week only?
I'm sorry, say again.
Did that happen just this week or late last week?
It seems to have happened when the new Frontier overview showed up in Notebook.
There's some regressions that they found for the Frontier audience.
For some reason, you're coming in and out for me, voice-wise.
Let's see, I turned off noise suppression. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if this is one of them. Darren, maybe you do, but they found some regressions in the new Notebooks experience that they rolled out to Frontier. I think they were releasing some fixes for those. So while you could open a support case, I might recommend to stay tuned for a couple days. Okay.
And I see Darren put an Opal thing in the chat. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Before we go to Craig's question, let's, I know we brought this up actually in the January asks and answers, and we would like to do a session on it, but, okay, now, unlike when I did, I asked folks to put an emoji on my post in the MS Office Hours chat. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to write a note. So if you're able to see the chat, I would like for you, Copilot, I just wrote one thing, Copilot notebooks in the chat. If you see my little comment there, and Copilot notebooks is something you would like to have a deeper dive with, please, please, please put an emoji on that particular comment from me, because yeah, we got a little confused when I asked people to do that on Thursday. So see it on that that specific thing, post from Heather, Copilot notebooks. One thing I know that, and I'll just go to the next slide for the purpose of if you are interested in getting these slides, you can get them at that location. But I have, I share a lot, I talk a lot. I don't know, y'all have heard, many of you have heard the same things from me, but I am back in school. And so I am always, you know, kind of doing things from both the Microsoft side, but then the student side and how they work. I have been playing with the notebook like and believe I didn't read anything first. I don't know. It's like those people that just don't read instructions or like, oh, well, I actually did read instructions, even though I ended up with this. But I didn't read anything about creating this. I've just been playing. But I've been using it because I am in a finance class and I'm not doing well. I mean, you know, it's just not my thing. But each week I learn something new and I'm really, really, really excited about it. I know that we're probably going to wait a little bit before we do a session, but I will tell you, I am very, very excited about what can come from this because like I said, I'm using it from the perspective of a student. I'm uploading content, I'm asking questions, I'm having it give me different quizzes and things like that. It's been really, really fascinating. And I suppose I'd learn more if I actually followed some directions. But that is definitely something we just want to make sure that like that's a topic. But we'll wait. I think we need a few more things fully baked. Is that correct, Max? Like we're waiting on just a few more elements before we roll into that. But we're gauging interest. So it sounds like there is interest in that. And yep, go ahead. You can get those slides. We'll share that link again next month. But upcoming meetings that we do have, we have February 24th. That is same time. Different meeting invite. So it is an asks and answers. It's not the listen and learn meeting invite. If you, for some reason, don't have both of them, you can get them through the email that gets sent or in the team. And then again, in March, we'll be back with another listen and learn. Like I said, I think we've got a theme that we will probably roll with for that one. But those are the upcoming meetings that we have so far. Craig, before we finish wrapping everything up, I don't want to skip you. What is your question? And you are on mute, my friend.
I've got a question related to something Darren was talking about, and that is Baylor's a little slow sometimes to roll out. Like we don't have the full Copilot, we have chat. And I months ago created an agent in a chat-based agent, right, in the chat environment to help me with some code. And I was frustrated because the knowledge tab, which I guess is kind of like a grounding, a knowledge base for that agent, was only like a URL. I would have to point it to a SharePoint URL. I couldn't actually point it to like a series of files in my OneDrive. So I had a conversation with Copilot about it to figure out with new functionality that's rolling out now, that's coming out to our tenants, that is those of us that are still on chat. There's some new in-depth stuff, trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to ground a chat agent in files or folder structures, or if that's something that's limited just to the Copilot Studio agent creation. And you had mentioned something, Darren, as you were talking about the possibility of when you're building an agent in chat that you can provide some additional stuff in that kind of seed prompting. So could you talk about that a little bit? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. No, great question. So thanks for bringing this up. So with the Copilot Chat Agent Builder, right? So when I'm referring to that, I'm referring to literally in Copilot Chat, create an agent. You know, you'll be brought to this agent builder experience where you can use natural language to design your agent how you want it to behave. By default, for all of your users across the organization, so faculty, staff, and students have access to build those agents. The knowledge sources, however, you can only select URLs, public URLs for a knowledge source. The licensed version of that, obviously, it will hook into your work data, so documents, SharePoint, emails, Teams meetings, etc. So that comes with the license. But let's just say in this scenario, unlicensed users, Copilot chat. So you'll be able to hook into public websites. What I was referring to, the next time you have the opportunity, when you're in the agent builder experience, there's a toggle that you can switch on that say you wanted an output for this agent. Say this agent is the policy creator agent, right? Or the documentation creator agent. And you know you want those outputs already produced in a Word document. You can turn on that toggle and you can instruct that agent to produce it in a Word document, and that can be the output. The other thing that I think is worthwhile to explore, even though I build my agent with Agent Builder and I'm not tying it into any of my internal, SharePoint sites or anything like that, when I'm actually using that agent, I do have the autonomy to upload a file as a part of my prompt. So one thing you could do is build the agent with the instructions, and then when you're actually using the agent, you can type to a particular file, and it has the instructions to know how to leverage that file if it makes sense to produce the output.
Yeah. That was my struggle. Was I'd created a coding helper, and every time even when I started it as an agent, I did have an extended prompt to give it some context, but I wanted to be able to provide it things like my latest documentation, my schemata for my data structures, all those kinds of things. But those are files. So yeah, I would have to re-upload those every time I invoked that agent to start a fresh chat. But at least the prompting, I could get a good bit of context covered. But if I wanted to be able to mine, if I wanted it to be able to mine those files that had the latest, documentation in it, I would need to be using either the licensed version or building it through the Copilot Studio. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
Or I could just stop being so lazy and just upload those files every time I start a chat.
All right. I believe that it is, oh my Lord. Y'all, this thing just does not like me. It's like, no, no. I don't know. I'll get y'all the right link. It's just being, I don't know why. We'll get it to you. I updated the links. I checked them. Okay, wait. This one works. The one, okay, Club Copilot February seems to be working correctly. So try try this one. Let me know really fast. Good thing Heather's going on vacation next week, y'all, because this is where we are. This is where we are with things. Okay, that one I do believe is working correctly. I will double check this other one just to be sure, even though it says it's the exact same thing. Let's just check it one more time. I mean, so at least y'all have it. There you go. Apologies for all of that. Thank you. As we noted, we will see you again at the end of the month. We'll get this one posted. Apologies that we skipped the beginning piece of it. We will be working on getting notebooks soon. And hopefully also by then I will have a new pair of headphones. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you again soon. Bye, y'all.